Hello, everybody out there. So, welcome to the very first Body Coach free seminar, as that's going to be going on free for the next 30 days. I personally want to thank Andrew for putting this together and his team of Body Coach and everything like that. I definitely want to thank IFBB, the federation that I competed in before I retired, and NPC before then. So, this is great, man. This is the first time that anything like this has ever been put together. I'm very honored to be the first person to do the interview and stuff like that. So I'll very much be looking forward to your questions and getting this thing rock and rolling. So I see a question first from Body Coach. Let's see. All right, cool. So I see a very first question from Simon in California, and he's asking, do I eat carbs before I go to bed? Well, it all depends, Simon, on what you're trying to achieve. Off season, when I was competing and I was trying to gain weight, trying to put on more muscle, I would almost eat around the clock. So it doesn't really matter when you're off season trying to put on more size. The only time that you want to be sensitive to eating carbs is if you're trying to get in a certain condition or losing weight. And if that's the situation, what you want to do is, what I found that's most helpful for myself is that I would set my carbs down after 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I would do my last training after that. So, again, if you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to get in shape for a show, then you want to be more sensitive to your carbs going into the evening. And definitely you don't want to take any in before you go to bed. Now, again, it all depends on what you're trying to achieve. So hopefully that answers your question. One other thing I want to say about when I was dieting, I had a number of different varieties of diets that I would go to based on what I was trying to achieve. So if I was, you're on camera. If I was getting ready for a show or if I was off season, it didn't really matter. What I was trying to achieve because I had a certain caloric intake that I had to take in. At the time I was competing, I took in over 7,000 calories a day. So for me, at that level, I would always have my carbs, regardless what time it was at night, because I had a certain caloric intake to go. So we have another question, and this is from Drew. He's asking, what's a typical bulk diet looking that I did? So a bulk diet, I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that, but when I was dieting, I always, again, as I said before, I always had a certain caloric intake that I had to reach. So my meals were set out in a meal plan to achieve my caloric intake. Again, sometimes I was up to 7,000 or 8,000 calories a day. So each meal would be a little bit over 1,000 calories, and I would eat anywhere from 7 to 8 times a day. So that's the way I really managed my meals. And even when I was dieting, and remember, dieting doesn't mean restriction of calories. Dieting only means watching what you eat. It doesn't mean that you have to pull from your eating. Actually, when I diet going into a show, I actually ate more food than I did when I was off season because I knew it was a certain number that I'd hit. And one of the other things you guys have to keep in mind is that when you ask me a specific question, you have to understand that I was at an elite level of competition, and that's all I did. That was my full-time job. So I'll try to answer the question as best as possible based on what I did and what I think you guys should do also. Got another question from Rick here. Do I need to worry about the quality of protein that I'm taking, or is it the cheap stuff as good as the expensive brands? No, you are what you eat, and definitely the calorie food that you put in your body is going to be the type of benefits that you get out of your body. The same thing, I'm very much into racing and cars and stuff like that, and when we're going for a maximum performance, we'll put a higher octane of fuel in the car to be able to get a better performance. And then when we're not racing, we're going to use a generic brand of food. So yes, definitely, it is very important the quality of protein that you utilize. And it's the most important that, when you say cheap, more or less, inexpensive, but it's very much important. Remember, your body is all you have. It's really interesting that, sometimes we'll look at spending a lot of money on clothes or on our cars or jewelry, and your body is so much more important to that. So when you look at it that way, you only have one. So you need to put the highest quality that your pocket can afford. Now, keep in mind, it has to be what you can afford based on, your income. So you have to base it on that. Also, I want to give a shout out. We are now over 1,500 watching. So again, congratulations to Body Coach. It looks like so far this is a big success. And this is really just an honor for me to be able to reach out and to talk to some of my fans all over the world.